Welcome to the Rat Potential YouTube channel. Just got back from Cars and Coffee. As you can see, we're walking into the shop, but we're walking in the middle and like there's no car here. How about that? So I got the silver cars out there, the white cars out of the garage, and we are doing, well, we're undoing some work, but we're doing some work too. So basically, I am gonna sell my convertible to my dad. Reason being, I really don't drive it that much. It's really nice. It deserves to be driven. But I have other things I want to spend my money on. And it's just been sitting. So basically, I mean, I probably only drove it 5 or 10 times all of last year. Basically, put it all together, drove it to the Gap, and then that was it. So, it's boosted. Stock S4 turbo, Power FC, street tuned. It rips. I mean, maybe like Bud Dyno 230, 240 the tires ish. But yeah. So in order to sell it to my dad, stock is the most reliable. So up here, amongst all these boxes, is everything that came off that car from the factory after I rebuilt it the first time. So I had it all put together in a R-Tech ECU, half bridge, bigger injectors. To the tire, it made 170 horsepower. It was awesome. It flat ripped. 6-port motor in there still, because right now it's a turbo 6-port. So today I'm gonna pull it out of the basement for the first time all year. Pull it up here, pull it in the garage, and I'm gonna pull all the turbo stuff off. We're gonna pull the downpipe off. We're gonna pull the water to air stuff off. Basically, we're going to strip the whole engine down to a bare block, and then I'm going to put it all back together with the S5 stuff. So, let's start doing this. It's always fun to take running cars apart, you know, because I've taken this car apart running. This will be the 3rd time now. So, well, I guess it wasn't running when I got it. 2nd time. So it was running perfectly fine NA. The best part about it is I have all the tune. I have everything for that R-Tech. So all I gotta do, plug everything back in. I have my stock harness still sitting over here. We'll put the stock engine harness back in it. And pretty much all I do is plug my laptop in, or my tablet, hit load, and load the old tune on, and bam, dingity, we're back to 170 ripping horsepower. And it's like turnkey reliable every time. Not that the turbo setup isn't reliable. It's just I don't think that my 50-something-year-old dad wants to be worrying about like icing down the water to air intercooler and dealing with like if it has a boost leak at any time, or you know, like boost spikes, or running, you know, premium fuel in it and all that stuff. So we're just gonna simplify it. So let's go. Hey, you know, rotary life, if there ain't oil under it, there ain't oil in it. So, reason to push it out is because if I fire it up, like right here, even firing it up where I did, the exhaust fumes go in the house. It's not that bad. Usually it goes away in like an hour or two, but just try to, you know, limit it as much as I can. Look at that car. Half Bridgeport life. Make some spoolie noises because it's the last time it's going to make spoolie noises in a while. And probably the last time it'll make spoolie noises ever. So for those turbo guys out there, pull your upper intake manifold off. This guy here. Go ahead, your whole wiring harness for the ECU should pop out. Disregard the rogue random red wire. I had an issue with my temperature sensor, so I extended the wire a little bit here. It'll unplug underneath the electrical tape, but injector plugs, TPS, all that other assorted stuff runs across this side. So basically, if you're vacuum deleted, emissions delete for turbo, you'll have all of that stuff gone, and you'll just have this. So now the fun part, I've got to get this sandwich plate off here so I can disconnect my turbo feed line, and then I need to put the oil filter back on and hopefully not make a big mess of oil. Trying to not pull this motor. Well, I'm not going to pull the motor, but I'm trying to not make a big mess so I don't have to clean up that much while I have the motor all stripped down. You will have to, and I'll show you how to pull lower intake manifold off and pull the turbo off, pull the downpipe. All the boosty parts are going away. It's just a sad day, but I got all the stuff to put it back to how it was, and should be good to rip after that. So probably have it back together tonight. But for now, we're gonna keep cranking. Yo. Been cranking. It's still daylight. About dinner time. So what'd that say? 3 hours maybe to tear it all apart. Not really working at a crazy pace. So, I'm gonna sneeze, I promise. Okay, and we're going. Alright. Got it all apart. That's all off. Oil filter's off. Pulled the harness out. So for those of you who don't know, I'm running a Power FC for a FD RX7. Bonsai Racing sells this fancy patch harness dealy whopper here, right there with all the cool silicone and stuff on it, to adapt it to the Series 5 RX7. So that's what I was running. I had a Series 5 RX7 Turbo 2 harness on there. So this is my Power FC. Apexy fancy, had the fancy OLED commander. Data log it, the new one, which is black, GM map sensor, and the GM maritime sensor. So, and the serial adapter. So, main reason for taking it apart like right now and not waiting a little while is because, well, I had somebody want to buy that stuff, so sold it. Makes me take it apart. So right now I'm gonna go eat some dinner, and then when I come back, I'm gonna dig out all this stuff, probably clean a bunch of it, paint a bunch of it. You know the drill, putting stuff back on your car. You can't not put it back on dirty. So we're gonna go do that. All in a day's work. Alrighty, boys and girls, we are back in the shop. Refilled from dinner, getting ready to put some work in. I just dug everything out of the top of the attic here, the roof, the rafters, whatever you want to call it. You saw this is all taken apart. You saw what I had to take off, and I'm going to show you again, and then I'm going to show you everything I'm putting back on. But don't worry, it'll take 10 seconds. So I took that off, I took that off, and I took that off, and I got to put all of this back on. Rat's nest, upper intake, middle intake, lower intake, intake tube thingy, mass airflow sensor, suction-y device for on top of the radiator, assorted hard lines for the firewall, air pump, canister thingy, cruise control. Big plastic airbox unit over here that I didn't put over there. All that fits in here somehow. Wish me luck. Alright, y'all. I have been cranking on this thing this afternoon. So, get in there. Basically, everything's hooked up pretty much besides the throttle cable. I got one ground I got to hook up. I got to put the airbox and stuff on. The header is on, but the mid pipe here, I need to shorten it and then add another piece that's the right angle and stuff for the header, because I had to modify that one for the turbo down pipe. So it is in a different spot. Right here is my port for the cruise control. I'm not going to put that back on because it didn't work, so I'm just going to leave it off. Thermal X is hooked up. Basically just got to do the throttle cable, put the air pump on, and she's ready to fire. I did prime the fuel system, so I know I don't have any leaks. Otherwise, I wouldn't have put it together this far. So, good stuff. We're getting there. Alright, y'all. So, a couple things I'm waiting on. Pause the movie. Okay, so, a couple things I'm waiting on that I need before we're like ready to go full kill. One, Charles has another radiator shroud. Wherever I put mine, it's got a big hole in it from intercooler, so he's got another one. We're going to put that on. So I need that. That doesn't prevent me from getting it running though, so like we'll get it running here tonight probably. I got to go eat dinner with my cousins here in town. But I need to find my vacuum line that goes to my brake booster because I took it off and I lost it. Not where it went. It's in here somewhere. 2, air pump is on, but I just need to put the air box on. So it's just this little thing from here to here. Super easy. I just am waiting to get all this other junk finished up and tidied up. And then I need to make the exhaust thing, which I'll probably do tonight as well. But I'll probably fire it up in the video open header. Because why not? Maybe not. But regardless, I gotta make the exhaust. It's super easy. Just chop it, go, and then do that. So time to go eat dinner. We'll come back and check it out. Look at that. Looks like can't even see the rotary in there. It's just all stuff in the way. The pile of stuff is dwindling. Whoop whoop. What up, guys, gals, homies, romies, peoples? This is the same video, but just felt like saying it's a new day for me. Okay, we're working on the Vert, and finally I say finally, it's like the next day, but I got a stock coil now, so right here. So one of the things that you have to do when you do the Power FC is an FD doesn't have a trigger for the switching wire, or doesn't have a, I guess the ECU doesn't have a trigger for the switching wire. So an FC has the two coils are like mounted, the two coils are mounted together like this. You can see it's like one here, and you have to put 2 igniters on it so that it's like wasted spark setup or however it works for the FD ECU. So this one's already modified for that, so I'm going to switch this one back out with the stock one. It's the same stock plug and everything. It's just has a different igniter. I can show it to you once I get it off. So I'm going to do that real quick. Charles has a fan shroud for me I got to pick up, but I'm just going to get it running without the fan on it, and then tonight, like now, in the next probably hour. And right now I'm getting ready to break out the welder. I'm going to crawl underneath this thing, and I'm going to cut this exhaust a little shorter, cut the flange off, cut the exhaust a little shorter, weld it back together, and see, ideally, so this is what's super nice when you have like different size pipes. So if I cut this one like here, or probably here, and then I cut this one like here, then I can just slide this back on the inside and then just weld it around again. And even though the extra pipe's in here, no one will know, and it won't make a difference power wise, so we're good. So I got to do that real quick, and then the exhaust will hook back up, and then I'll fire it because it's super loud open header and it's late, weeknight. Gotta respect my neighbors, maybe. So next shot, we're gonna fire this baby up. Let's do it. So for those of you who watch all the way through all of my videos, a little tidbit of information: you cannot run an air pump for an FC with a first gen thermostat cover. The cover sits too low, hits the top of the air pump, no way to get a hose across it. So I'm gonna have to switch this out this old bad girl cover right here out for the tall one, which I do not have one laying around, but I know for a fact that I have one on my Repu. So I'm going to go over to the Repu, I'm going to rob it, I'm going to put that one on the Repu and put the one from the Repu on the thing and leak a bunch of coolant over my driveway. But that's fine because I need it for this, because this don't work. And then once I switch that, I'll ditch this S5 radiator. So S5 radiator has the fill cap out here, an S4 fills from there. And I have an all aluminium's fancy radiator. It's up on top of my light. You can see it right there. I'll put that fancier radiator in here. Dad getting upgrades. I'm not even gonna charge it for him. Charge him for them words and stuff. Tidbit. All right, y'all. It's the end of the night. Not really, but the end of me in the shop. We got the battery hooked up. We got the exhaust hooked up. We got it full of oil. No coolant in it because I don't have my shroud. I'm not gonna put the upper rad hose on. But we should be in a position right now where I can crank it. It should fire just as far as like brrr, and I'll kill it. And then yeah, let's see, it makes some noise. Y'all get some live action. It's gonna go ham nuts on the beepers. Okay, so like the whole, you'll hear it because it's super annoying, but that's because since there's no coolant in it, I apologize for the bad film angle, but since there's no coolant in it, it's super mad. And that's about normal. So, let's see. Oh, no crazy buzzer yet. We got power. Here comes the dog. Let's see, does it bump? Yep. Alright, let's give her a shot. Here, I'll give y'all some light. There it is. Hey, I say she runs. That's a win. Oh, try not to get it all dirty. So it's a lot louder when it's in A. So yeah, cool. Boom diggity. Got a couple exhaust leaks, no big deal. I just stuck it in there with the old gaskets and the O2 sensor that I took out of the downpipe. It wouldn't like come out, broke the threads, so I had to, it's kind of halfway in. Man, I lost fuel pressure pretty quick. Normally it stays up. Oh, I hate looking for fuel leaks. I checked it earlier, but you never know. Stuff always freaking leaks, especially when you don't want it to. Everything's looking okay so far. Let's hop down over here. Dry, 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 dry. I guess it still has a little bit on there. I don't see any there. I don't see any there. So if you look down in this hole here, you can see the right side of the primary rail. If you look down this hole here, you can see the left side of the primary rail. There's your fuel feed in the front, fuel return in the back, and then right there, fuel feed there. And then my return line is kind of a little bit of a loop-de-doo whopper to get up here to my regulator, but it's all there. And then if you look through the crack underneath the air pump, so right here, you can see the primary injectors, no fuel, and the secondary injectors super easy up here. How about that though? First crank and she's running. Alright, well I'm going to end the video there on this, and I'll get the right O2 sensor, another one ordered, and then we'll, because it's the factory one wire, and then we'll get the under tray and everything put back on, and I'll get that shroud from Charles, and she's ready to roll. No crazy hurry to get it out of the garage. I am working on the ceiling in the basement this week. Really, instead of cranking on some car stuff, so should be pumped. And this weekend we're gonna tune the blue Repu. So next week we'll be dropping a cool video, hopefully doing some Bernies in the blue truck. So thanks for tuning in to the Rad Potential YouTube channel, working on the Vert, and I will see you next time.